Welcome to another episode on our channel. I was finally able to get back into customizing things. I really couldn't justify the prices that Padme Amidala Hot Toys version is going for these days. The lowest priced one my husband found was like $375 to include shipping and handling, but with taxes, that's going to go to well over $400. Most everything else was $400 and then some. So that's not a justifiable cost. I had forever a Natalie Portman head, and I actually like it with the hair down, even though she wore her hair up. I'm taking artistic license and having her hair down. I had the TB League body forever, had the boots forever. I just painted them ivory, and I was able to barter for a holster rig. I painted it ivory, and I bartered for the handgun here. So my only recent cost is actually the white shirt and tight pants or tights. That was like $26, and the cape was like $25. So just a touch over $50 to put her together, which isn't bad actually. She came with this, and I know she wore this over her head. I think an animated movie or something like that. I'm not sure. But I would never put something on her head that would hide her face and her beautiful hair. That wouldn't make any sense. I had bartered for this outfit, which is more in keeping with the Hot Toys version, but I'm sure it's Sideshow. It's like I said, in keeping with Hot Toys, but it won't fit on a TB League, I should say. Won't fit on a TB League body. And I really like the look of her with a TB League body, so I decided not to use this outfit or this figure. Too small. So I'm really happy with the outcome. And I was doing a little, because I really like her as an actress. She's wonderful. So I looked up some things about her and found out some interesting things that you might not know. You may already know too, but anyway, I thought they were interesting. So her parents are Jewish Americans, not her parents, her grandparents, her maternal grandparents are Jewish Americans. I'm sure her parents are Jewish too, but they're Jewish Americans. Her paternal grandparents are Jewish immigrants to Israel. So she holds dual citizenship with Israel and the United States. More interesting, she is a Harvard graduate with a bachelor's degree in psychology. And even more interesting is she's a polyglot. So a polyglot has to speak several languages in order to be considered polyglot. They have to speak it fluently. So she knows English and Hebrew, of course. She also knows German, French, Spanish, and Japanese, of all languages. I only know English. I missed the boat with Tagalog, my mother's tongue from the Philippines. Didn't learn when I was young, and I regret it to this day. And sometimes I stumble with English. So I really envy people who are polyglots. She's not the only celebrity who's a polyglot. Mila Kunis is a polyglot. Leonardo DiCaprio is a polyglot. Tom Hiddleston is a polyglot. And so too is Viggo Mortensen. So that was kind of interesting. Who knew, right? Yeah. It's amazing when someone can speak several languages or just their own language well, or just two. I mean, that's just phenomenal in and of itself. But to be a polyglot, that's quite amazing. I had fun putting her together, and like I said, I painted the boots ivory and the holster rig ivory to try to match up with the cape. And I know I said that I had the boots, I had the TB leak body, I had the head sculpt, I bartered for the holster rig, I bartered for the gun. And the outfit, the white outfit I got from a secondary supplier, eBay, for $26, and the cape I got like $25. So a little over $50. So I'm a happy camper. So we'll pause now and get her on a turn tray so you can see her from different directions. I know she should have her hair in a bun, but personally, I like her hair down. I like it this way. So I'm definitely using artistic license here, but I can't, even if I knew how to put her hair in a bun nicely, I wouldn't do it. The cape is really problematic. It just kind of does its own thing most of the time. So I kind of had to use actually two-sided tape to try to keep things settled. Like I said, it has a mind of its own, unfortunately. So there she is. We'll pause now and get some tighter close-ups from here on out. You can make a figure like this if you wanted to, fairly cheaply. Compared to Hot Toys anyway. So the Natalie Portman Super Deck head is not out of this world priced. It's very reasonable. You get a TB League body, some boots that kind of work, and a holster rig of some form, and just use some ivory paint to line them up. The cape you could probably even make. But if you find one, and to be honest, I've been looking for one for a long time, so I just, like I said, recently found it, along with another cape that I didn't need, but it wasn't overly costly at all, so I went ahead and got it. But I'm happy with the outcome, So here she is. You can see a few more details. If you do get this cape, like I said, though, it is quite a challenge. I find double-sided tape works very well in terms of settling things down. But I've heard a lot of reviewers complain about the cape. So I don't know why they made it so unmanageable, but it really is unmanageable. So we'll pause now and get some tighter close-ups of her face. We'll just move side to side here. Now the Hot Toys head does have rolling eyes, but this is a pretty good head sculpt of Natalie Portman. Again, this is Super Duck. So there you go. So here's Natalie Portman, Padme Amidala next to Hayden Christensen, Anakin Skywalker. And I just found out some interesting things about him as well. His father was of Danish descent and his mother of Swedish and Italian descent. He's left-handed. Mark Hamill uses both hands, but primarily, I guess, his left hand. And what is also interesting is that he was competing against a lot of people for this part, like 300 different actors being auditioned. Some were notable people. So out of the list that I saw, I knew 4 of the actors. One was Paul Walker from Fast and Furious. The other was Heath Ledger from Batman as the Joker. Interestingly, the other was Christian Bale from Batman. And Leonardo DiCaprio, who's also a polyglot, like Natalie Portman. So again, who knew, very interesting tidbits of information. Regardless, here's one last look at the woman of the day, Natalie Portman as Padme Amidala. I hope you've liked what you've seen. If you have, consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. In the meantime, everyone, please have a great day.